Your heart's still racing?
Man, how about that Russian national team? Making some noise. The World Cup here. What's up, Patreon subscribers? Hello. Welcome to the latest edition of District Sentinel Radio. The live stream version.
So I don't want to get too much into it, but at some point during today's games, I was up $120.
Yeah.
On the FanDuel, and in the end, I was up $2.
Hey, you're a winner today, my friend. You have won. Congratulations. I hope everyone's enjoying the World Cup as much as Sam Knight and I are. That doesn't mean we haven't been doing work. We've done work. We've got a whole newscast we've got coming out for you here in just a little bit. But
speaking of work, my spread betting technique.
That's a lot of hours. That's work.
It's not that much work, really.
I see we've got my mom. I see Ivan's in there listening. We got Luke watching at home. Luke's asking us if we did you go all in on Senegal? Sam Knight, one of the reasons why he was in a position to win was because he had the Senegal striker, the one that not many people had. Which one was that? What was
Niang?
Yeah, Niang.
I did to answer the question though. No, I did not go all in on any one team. I had a beautiful spread bet strategy where I hedged everywhere, and curious to see what it'll do tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll be right back at it again tomorrow. Two announcements before we start the newscast. First, we've got the Commie Troop coming on the show this week. Ain't that right, Sam?
That's right.
He'll be on the Sentinel cast for our $5 and up subscribers, which you at home who are watching are. So stay tuned for that on Friday. Also, second announcement, if you're a little upset that the World Cup games are ending early in the afternoon and you got nothing to watch later in the afternoon, we've got more World Cup action for you. Sam Knight versus Sam Sachs. FIFA World Cup on Twitch. We're going to be streaming the competition live on the District Sentinel Twitch stream. You can find it by searching for District Sentinel on Twitch. And you'll see Sam and I play each other. We're not sure which match it's going to be. I'm thinking it might be... It's Iran. Is it Iran tomorrow? Who's Iran playing? I forgot.
I haven't even looked it up yet because I know. If
but we'll probably play as Iran.
The second I look it up, I'm gonna start checking the teams for tomorrow on the FanDuel. So,
we're officially unveiling our gaming arm of the news co-op. So tune in for our first ever broadcast this afternoon, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
We've been trying to monetize gaming for a while, and funny enough, people have been doing it, so we're trying to get in on it.
Yeah, we're trying to get in while it is hot. All right. Housekeeping all done. Let's get this newscast started. This is District Sentinel Radio, the newscast of record for the left. I'm Sam Sachs.
I'm Sam Knight.
We're broadcasting out of the Citizen Capitol Studios in Washington, D.C. Check out the website, districtsentinel.com. World Cup Wednesday. It's Tuesday, though. Tomorrow's World Cup Wednesday. Everybody having a nice Tuesday. A little scatterbrained. We've been watching soccer all day. But we've got a hell of a newscast coming up for you. Sam Knight, why does the script say, is Peter Dow now good?
People have been asking that, and I just wanted to bring up the subject on the show to see if people might want to call into the rant line. Basically, Peter tweeted something a bit to the effect of Democrats have had bad immigration policies in the past, and we must hold Democrats to account. And it was a total turn.
Ooh,
for Peter.
The opposite of a heel turn.
The opposite of a heel turn. The inverse heel turn. The heel turn prime. So I'm just wondering, what do we do with this information?
I don't know what to do with it because I haven't been able to really examine it much because I'm blocked by Peter Dow. So I have seen a lot of people referencing Peter with a unavailable tweet link that I can't see. So, maybe he's coming around. I doubt it.
Maybe we need to form a Truth and Reconciliation Commission from the 2016 meme wars.
Perhaps.
Before we allow Peter back into our ranks.
I don't think we should ever allow him in.
Known former phalangist.
He's gone for life.
Known former phalangist, Peter Dow.
Peter is not allowed in the ranks. Period. Hello to our viewers on the old Patreon, $5 a month. Get you access to bonus content. It gets you access to the Sentinel Cast, our exclusive members-only podcast. We're going to have the Commie Troop on this week. It also allows you to watch a live stream of this show that we're recording right now, this podcast, the Newscast of Record for the Left.
No dog today, though.
No doggy today. Sometimes you get to see a dog. Sometimes it's Harper. Sometimes it's Leica. Two completely different types of dogs, so we cater to everybody. You like big dogs, you like small dogs, you like white dogs, you like black dogs, you like curly fur dogs versus, short-haired, straight fur dogs.
I feel like now that we're streaming the show, maybe it's time to adopt a cat.
We used to have a cat. Olive used to be around here. Olive moved out, though. Also, speaking of live streaming, we've got a free live streaming option available for people later today. The District Sentinel gaming arm is about to be unveiled on Twitch. That's right, we have a channel on Twitch, District Sentinel. Find it. And this week, later today, in fact, beginning today, Sam Knight versus Sam Sachs in FIFA, simulating World Cup matches. You can watch us compete against each other. The first match at 6 p.m. today. Eastern time.
It's historic.
It's historic. Tune in on Twitch, District Sentinel. Look for it. It's Tuesday, June 19th, 2018. Here's the news.
Time to check in on the war in Afghanistan. Today, the Senate held a confirmation hearing on the next commander of NATO's forces in the conflict, Lieutenant General Austin Miller. Here was Elizabeth Warren asking him about the forever war.
General Miller, we've supposedly turned the corner so many times that it seems now we're going in circles. So let me just ask you, do you envision turning another corner during your tenure as commander? After 17 years of war, what are you going to do differently to bring this conflict to an end?
Senator, first off, I acknowledge the 17 years. That's generational. And I have experience from 2001 until very recently. This young guy sitting behind me, I never anticipated that his cohort would be in a position to deploy as I sat there in 2001 and looked at that. So I acknowledge that. I also, I can't guarantee you a timeline or an end date.
Now, perhaps not every major empire in history collapses after invading Afghanistan, but the U.S. seems determined to make it happen, determined to make this true. No end date, etc., etc. As Warren noted, Miller will be the 17th commander of NATO's Afghanistan mission in 17 years. In other news involving Warren, the Massachusetts senator reacted to the nomination of the next permanent CFPB director. Warren put a hold on Kathy Craninger's nomination. She said she wanted info on Craninger's involvement in the administration's immigrant family separation policy. While at the White House Office of Management and Budget, Craninger has overseen issues involving the Justice Department and Homeland Security. In her letter to Craninger, Warren asked for records of emails with Stephen Miller, known fucking shithead who looks like a rotten egg left out in the sun for a while. The request was signed by one other Democrat, Sherrod Brown.
I see people have been putting up pictures of Stephen Miller with a swastika on his forehead around his apartment building, his swanky-ass apartment building downtown. I support that move.
Nice.
On the foreign policy front, the U.S. will reportedly walk away from the UN Human Rights Council, just as the body is criticizing the internment of children along the southern border. Bloomberg first reported this news, though it had long been signaled by the administration that it was looking to leave the panel, bringing on John Bolton, who opposed even the creation of the UN Human Rights Council to begin with. That was a pretty good indicator of how the administration feels about it. UN Representative Nikki Haley scheduled to announce the news later today. She has repeatedly criticized the Human Rights Council for its admonishment of Israel's human rights abuses against Palestinians. In recent weeks, the body has turned attention to the U.S. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights called Trump's the UN Human Commissioner for Human Rights called Trump's border policy, quote, unconscionable, for saying this is not normal. It actually is. For Republican administrations, the George W. Bush administration boycotted the Human Rights Council for 3 years.
The George W. Bush administration that had John Bolton confirmed during a recess in the Senate. Love those norms. Another shot in the piecemeal dismantling of Obamacare. The Trump administration today rolled out new rules that will allow shittier health care plans to be compliant with the Affordable Care Act. The change boosts so-called association health plans. According to the Washington Post, this will allow insurance companies to offer packages excluding maternity care, pharmaceutical drugs, mental health care, and other so-called essential health benefits. It significantly waters down the so-called essential health benefit requirements. The rules were rolled out by Alex Acosta, the labor secretary. The administration is claiming this helps. The administration is claiming this helps small businesses and self-employed people. So they're going for the approval of the most obnoxious fucking people in the country.
What was the name?
Solopreneurs.
Yeah, solopreneurs.
Oh, yeah. Got to get
Jesus.
that solopreneur vote right after I fucking drink a goddamn tub of acid.
Moving on, Chris Kobach owned the Kansas Secretary of State and Trump voter disenfranchisement henchman, was handed a big defeat in federal court on Monday. Kobach has run a number of different schemes to kick people off the voting rolls. His latest required individuals to provide proof of citizenship documents before they could register to vote, which Judge Julie Robinson ruled was unconstitutional, as it created an unnecessary burden on voters. Kobach failed to prove to the court that there was actually a problem of non-citizens voting in the state. The court found that only 67 non-citizens attempted to register to vote over the last 19 fucking years. Kobach also didn't know what he was doing in court. He reportedly failed to disclose documents that he should have, and he also tried to introduce into evidence documents that were not allowed. As a result, not only did this law get struck down, but Kobach was ordered to take 6 hours of remedial legal education classes.
Enjoy the CLE, Chris. It's election day in D.C.
Yes.
I feel like we should talk about this before we move on to the rant line.
Yeah.
Did you vote?
No, but hopefully I'll have a chance to vote after this. I have my voting registration all screwed up right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
What are you going to show me your I voted sticker and shame me over here?
No, I actually took my I voted sticker and threw it right in the fucking trash because I'm sick of that shit. Intern
Nate voted this morning, and he's been wearing his I voted sticker all around the Sentinel newsroom all day.
Look, I'm not going to yell at people who wear the sticker or whatever, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
But yes, on 77, it felt really good to smash that shit.
You got into another fight today with another bar in
another
DC,
bar,
right?
Jimmy Valentine's, fucking shithead. The best part of this is people kept sending in both of our Menchies a old Washington City paper article about how he evidently keeps a Doberman at the bar, and the dog has bitten people.
That seems problematic.
That's pretty fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Yeah. Looking at some viewer comments here, we got Alex on YouTube talking about Peter Dow's recent comments. If they weren't verified on Verit, he won't believe them.
That's true. I do need the Verit code for Peter's turn to the left.
Ivan on Patreon saying, Peter's just looking for a new grift. We should continue to shun him. I stand with Ivan on that.
You know, the timing, he has been talking about recently how he's trying to get Verret off the ground. You see the tweets occasionally.
Yeah.
Maybe he's finally realizing that Verret won't work, and as the commenter noted, he is looking for the next shtick.
Could be it. We've got Kurt asking where Leica is, saying the show is nothing without... We got someone calling my phone here, saying that the show is nothing without her, nothing. But Kurt complains a lot, period.
Kurt does complain a lot.
Kurt, you're a complainer. Deal with it. All right, should we check out the rant line here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey guys, it's Dude Slater. I wanted to call in and thank the caller who encouraged my 6ix9ine coverage. My thoughts on 6ix9ine doing the World Star Hip Hop video with Chief Keef's baby mama. There's been a follow-up where 6ix9ine was trying to put the moves on a different baby mama, and she shut him down and said, "No, fuck off, 6ix9ine." Another SoundCloud rapper news, Triple X Tentacion has passed, R.I.P., R.I.P. in peace. And lastly, this last news item I want to cover, I don't know if you've mentioned this guy, Joel Pollack, who, is a Breitbart writer who is trying to, make light of the child concentration camps. Apparently, he's from, my neighborhood, and he actually ran for Congress in 2010 as the Republican nominee, and he lost decisively 31% of the vote to the incumbent Jan Schakowsky. So I just wanted to confirm that that Joel Pollack guy is that writes for Breitbart, just confirming he's a huge loser. Dude Slater out.
Joel Pollack is a big loser.
Yeah. Dude Slater, you give us a lot of new information all the time. We already knew that, though, about Mr. Pollack.
From Chicagoland, though, not a surprise. I think I knew that about Pollack, though, that he was from suburban Chicago.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Internet, I miss you. Just wanted to share a little story. All this talk about, what is it, Initiative 77. Wanted to talk to you guys about my first brush with the petty bourgeoisie. I worked at a well-known fast food establishment. I don't want to get you guys in trouble or anything, so I'll just say it shares a name with a notoriously fast hedgehog, and just leave it there. I was making $5.50 an hour with tips, but tips weren't shared, so you had to be the first one to the ticket, and if you were working there longer, you got seniority, so all us new guys had to basically fight our coworkers for tips. And I eventually lost my job because my manager told me that I was taking food out of her child's mouth by not making enough money to not force the company to pay me a living wage. So, yeah, fuck them. They make shitty food. The only thing good on their menu is the ocean water. But, yeah, I bet a lot of people that listen to your show probably had a similar experience, so hopefully get some solidarity. Hopefully get this thing passed in D.C. and eventually nationally. I'm on board. Iran 2018 World Cup, let's go. All right. That's it. Peace.
Well, thanks for sharing the story. I'm sure there are tons of stories just like that. They just have been left out out of the Initiative 77 debate here in Washington, D.C. The lackey bartenders have sucked all the air out of the debate.
Yeah, it's really exploitative. It really fucking pits workers against each other.
All right, a couple more callers.
Hey guys, So this is directed at anyone who's saying that ICE is not acting like the Nazis, specifically you, Brett from Street Fight. So the problem with what you're saying is that the Nazis originally wanted to deport the Jews, and later they realized it wasn't practical, and that's when it led to the killings. But during the 30s, they were just trying to round up the Jews and concentrate them into ghettos and prisons and make life miserable for them so that they would self-deport. It wasn't until World War II started when the actual extermination started. First in 1939 with the Einsatzgruppen, and then in 1941 with the extermination camps. So right now, ICE is still on par with the Nazis, and we'll see if when World War III starts and there's a huge influx of refugees, if ICE does not start exterminating them, then I will admit that ICE is indeed not as bad as the Nazis. But for now, they seem to be about the same. All right, thank you, and have a good one.
The caller makes a very strong point. I think a lot of people forget that the final solution comes in the context of national emergency and wartime laws.
Yeah.
And that things can go pretty south pretty quickly, and that the trajectory is fucking dark.
Real quick, while we're on the topic, I'm Jewish. Sam Knight is Jewish, and using the term concentration camps to describe what the Trump administration is doing right now is perfectly okay with us.
Absolutely, for me, that's fine.
Oh, hey, Sam's. It's Derek Sanderson in Hermantown, Minnesota. And I just wanted to let you know that me and the boys are real excited for Sharia law. So you can add me to the list of guys that are ready to get rowdy for Ellerson and Sharia. And I'm glad you've got that fucking Bender Nate off the show. Have a good one, guys.
Didn't realize how many listeners we had in Minnesota. But they're all ready.
They're all ready for
Ellison.
For Ellison's Sharia.
If you too,
which, well, joking aside, I don't know. It's a funny joke.
If you too live in Minnesota and are ready, call the rant line 202-684-6108.
We have a last second update to the news today. Ian Millhiser made a snarky remark about Initiative 77.
Can you please read it, please?
He says, quote, "My hot take is that we should make laws by electing representatives who have the time to learn about issues of policy and make informed judgments about how to vote."
Oh, my God.
Then he says, "My other hot take is that we should make campaign finance laws by electing representatives who have the time to learn about issues of policy and to make informed judgments about how to vote."
Nominate Ian Millhouse for the garbage can this week, folks. Thanks to our sponsors, the Congressional Dish podcast, hosted by Jen Briney. Find it at congressionaldish.com. Other sponsors, levelnews.org and Citizen Capital. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or tune in by searching for District Sentinel Radio. Give us a review, give us a rating, tell your friends to listen. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/District Sentinel, so you can watch this show. Not just listen to it, but watch us as we record it live. Don't forget, 6 p.m. this evening, tune into our Twitch, District Sentinel on Twitch, to catch the two Sams battling it out in some World Cup FIFA matches. We're here in D.C., so you don't have to be.